As a wide-eyed foreigner, I made sure to take in the smells of fire and food, the sounds of jubilee, and the sights of temperature screening as I left the airport in Nairobi, Kenya. As an intergenerational group of predominantly Caucasian ecotourists, we were ushered quickly to the hotel where we would be staying for the night. I was taken aback by the amazing architecture, beauty, and art that surrounded me, although it was not impossible not to notice the extensive security that accompanied entering the hotel and President Uhuru Kenyatta's pristine face smiling behind every desk counter. As instructed, I made sure not to drink any tap water or use ice cubes during the entire trip. I was only concerned briefly about how this could be the standard for an entire nation. Was it acclimation that allowed for others not to contribute to this extreme consumption practice that furthered the production of plastic? It was clearly an issue as we rode the town car out of Nairobi. It was then that I faced a second culture shock. In America, I believe we take our public goods for granted, our clean streets to name a large difference. I will second-guess rolling my eyes after seeing a frequent stops litter pickup truck on the highway after witnessing the disregard so many had for the proper disposal of waste. Juxtaposed against regal buildings were the slums of Kibera, Nairobi. Although we did not spend enough time there for me to make a statement in any regard on its state of being, it was clear that the intersections of development and ecology was present across sectors and socioeconomic strata. A grossly common mistake that is made about the continent of Africa is the amount of diversity it holds in its trove of culture, ideologies, and biodiversity. From our time trekking in volcanic areas, to large cities, to the Masai Mara Conservancy, I was particularly grateful to see beyond their common hospitality. They were transparent in advertising their priorities in relation to the environment around them. This was directly apparent via conversations held with environmentalists that we encountered on tours. By untactful oversight, indigenous people are frequently painted by westernized cultures as elusive to the scientific methodology of environmental advancement, yet extremely spiritually connected to the earth. Indigenous knowledge systems are carefully appropriated and simultaneously denounced in the Western world, patented under intellectual property rights, and then used against the cultures they originated from by means of neoliberalist practices. Ecotourism itself is a byproduct and cause of globalization. I was afforded this opportunity to learn more about Kenyans, their diversity of culture and values, and their strife because of the increasing interconnectedness of the world. I learned how elephant manure is excellent tinder. I learned how to shoot a handmade bow. I cried watching a goat watch its fate unfold in its eyes before it was then slaughtered in front of me and then roasted. I raised eyebrows while watching a man cut out a raw kidney and pop it in his mouth as we would an M&M. I learned how the increasing civil society in Kenya has sparked fiery engagement in eco-politics. Were it not for globalization, I would not have had the opportunity to connect with my brethren almost 8,000 miles away. I would not be able to lobby for their interests or use my experience to prevent people from overgeneralizing a group of 49 million people and thus depriving them from their own sense of agency and identity.
Unconditionally, babe, make love to me. Unconditionally, babe, unconditionally, babe. No. They all need a love, me I need a wife, wakuishi na yeye. Pata vijana utakufa mapema, magonjwa yamejaa.